Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, hey team. You know, it's me, Coach Destiny, and I am back. It's been a very, very, very long time. Just because when you haven't heard me does not mean I have not been working. But I just wanted to reach out to you guys. I have a lot of things in the works, and I'm very proud of the things I'm accomplishing. But I did want to inform my team, the people who support me and encourage me to be better, a better person, a better life coach, a better speaker, a better motivator. Let you guys in to my world. November 2015 through January 2016 had been very trying for me. So instead of being a hypocrite or pretending to be something that I wasn't, I decided just to take a break. I needed a break mentally. I was going through a lot emotionally. I was struggling, and me and my spiritual relationship with God, it wasn't rocky. I just wasn't living up to my end of it. So I needed some time to sit back and reflect on the mess that I made. Like, I'm honest enough right now. Like, when I was going through it, I definitely wasn't. But right now, I'm honest enough with myself to say I created a mess, and I have to clean it up. And I realized that in trying to do so much for other people, per se, under the guise or under the mask that if I help them, I help myself, or if I help them be better, then that's the one less thing I have to worry about. It kind of brought me down because I was giving so much of my energy and my time to things that didn't relate to my purpose that I was just lost. I was literally lost. I was spiraling out of control. You know, um, I told my therapist, because even though I am, we all need somebody to talk to, and I talked to a therapist who's actually my mentor, whom I love to death. And I was saying, it was like I was drowning in oxygen, and I was just drowning out of water. Like, it wasn't like I was sinking in water and I couldn't breathe. I was standing in a room full of people, well ventilated, and I could not breathe. I couldn't get past this feeling of just feeling stuck. And I was, bunch of different things was thrown at me. You're turning 30, your life isn't the way that you want it to be. Very valid reasons, which is very true. I did turn 30 in October. I'm not exactly where I want to be in life. I did have some residual scars that needed healing. I agree with everything everybody said, and that's what brought me here, brought me speaking to you guys, because I realized that I had started to neglect what I loved the most, which was helping people, which is genuinely helping people. I got blinded by money. I got blinded by what people would say was my obligations, and I started to veer from the authenticity of who I was and started to become the perception of what people wanted me to be. And in that, I was killing myself. I was what I like to call, I was dying a dreamer's death. If you're a dreamer, if you're an innovator, if you're different, it's hard for you to stay focused sometimes. Like, it's almost like you're like a kid with ADD. Your mind is everywhere. You want to do this, you want to do that, but it's a controlled chaos. But once you start stifling that, you become depressed. You become manic. Because you don't fit in anywhere else. But you're trying to fit in. It's almost like trying to put a square in a round hole. It's you can force it all you want to, but eventually two things are gonna happen. You're gonna either recognize that it doesn't fit, or you're gonna force it to fit, and it's gonna eventually break one way or another. And that's where I was. I was forcing myself to fit where I didn't, and I was slowly killing myself, And I was like, I went to church for watch night service at St. Paul's Church in Richmond, Virginia, Creighton Road. The service was immaculate. Like, it was everything I needed it to be for myself. But most importantly is what I needed, for myself to say, you know what, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done. Like, there's no other way I could put it for you guys to understand. Like, I'm just done. I was at a point where I was at my breaking point. I was at my worst, but at the same time, I was at a place where I needed to be. And I sat there and I cried, and I went home and I cried some more. And I told my parents, I told my sister, I told my boyfriend, and I was just like pouring my heart out. And they was hitting me with the same things, maybe you need to do this, or what's wrong, or what is it? Like, what's wrong, And I couldn't answer the question. Like, I couldn't make them see or understand what I was feeling. And for the longest time, I was just like, I can't explain it to you. And the truth is, I couldn't explain it to you because I didn't understand it myself. I'm different. I'm a unicorn. I'm exotic. I'm rare. I'm not like anybody else. But when I started comparing myself to what other people are, or where they were in life, and where I'm not, but at the same time, I was trying to live a normal life, and I'm not a normal person. I was, fitting into, I got a relationship, and we can work out, and I got this, and we can have this, and we can have that. And I was taking care of everything that I, felt needed to be taken care of, but I wasn't taking care of the most important thing, which was myself. I was allowing myself to become somebody that I wasn't, I had a lot of residual issues to deal with, my own insecurities about my looks and things like that. And it's like, I don't feel like I'm an ugly female. I don't feel like I'm ugly at all. But, when you, at a young age, that's kind of ingrained in your head from people that you love, it kind of stays with you in the back of your mind. Anytime something goes wrong, somebody calls you ugly, somebody looks at you the wrong way, it triggers that emotion. And from that emotion of insecurity made me become a people pleaser, because I felt like I was unworthy, or I felt like I wasn't good enough or pretty enough. So therefore, I started giving people what they needed, so that way they could appreciate me more, or love me the way that I wanted to be loved. And I realized that in acknowledging that true statement, or that true fact, that I wasn't loving myself, and I wasn't loving myself means that I wasn't loving God, because God is love. And how can you say you love God but you don't appreciate His creation, which is you? When you look in the mirror, you should be able to see God in you. If you can't see that, then that's a problem. So all this is going on internally from November to January. So I'm battling, and then I talked to my mentor, I talked to a couple more people, and I'm like, you've been quiet lately. Like, you do a blog here, there, you say a couple of things, but your tongue has really been tamed. Like, you don't speak. Like, it's like almost like you lost your passion. What happened? And I had to be honest about what was going on with me. I don't like hypocrites. I don't like people to say, live your life this way and your life is a mess. I'm honest enough with you guys, with my team, to say, hey, I'm 30 years old. I'm still young. I make mistakes, and at times my life is messy as hell. But I'm confident enough now to stand in that mess and say, hey, this is how I cleaned it up. I had to learn the difference between being transparent and translucent. I think in transparency, you let people see everything, and that can't be. That's not a good way to live your life. But that's how I was living for a moment. Like, I was so transparent. People was casting judgment on me, and it made me feel some kind of way, because it's like, how can you judge me? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show you by example, but at the same time, that's life. So I learned to be translucent. I'm going to give you everything that I got, but I can't even give my team, who I love, all of me. I have to save something for destiny, because if not, I won't be able to function. And so I really haven't considered a name or whatever for this, so I'll just call it my moments of truth. And I'll give it to you every week, I just sit down and I think, because as I'm going through Lent, I'm giving up a lot of things, as far as physical things as well as mental things like negative thinking. And I wasn't do curse words, but I don't curse a lot, but when I do curse, it's a slip. It's like it's natural to me, so I can't give it up. But I do. I am giving up a lot of things for Lent, as well as following a couple of scriptures and reading plans as I go through the Lenten season, because I realize one thing and one thing in finality is that I can't be who I am unless I replace my own will, my own wants with God's wills and His wants in my life as I step into my purpose. Um, like I said, I do have a lot of things coming, and I could sit here and tell you everything that I want to do, everything that I have planned to do, but I won't. I'll let you guys stay tuned, and I'll continue to work, and I continue to listen, and I continue to help people the best way that I can, so that they can live their truth and be the best version of themselves. If you're looking